Hello, dear English learners. Today, we are going to explore the amazing and powerful life story of Jeff Bezos, the man who started Amazon from a small garage and turned it into one of the biggest companies in the world. This story is written in simple English so that you can enjoy learning while reading. It is not just a story about business, it's a story about dreams, hard work, problems, and never giving up. Let's begin the journey of a man who changed the way the world shops online. Jeff Bezos was born on January 12, 1964, in Albuquerque, New Mexico, in the United States. His birth name was Jeffrey Preston Jorgensen. His mother, Jacqueline, was only 17 years old when he was born. His father, Ted Jorgensen, was very young too. But soon after Jeff was born, his parents separated. When Jeff was about 4 years old, his mother married a man named Miguel Bezos, who came from Cuba. Miguel loved Jeff like his own son. He adopted Jeff and gave him his last name, Bezos. That's why we know him today as Jeff Bezos. Jeff's new father, Miguel, worked very hard. He came to America with almost nothing, but he studied and built a new life. Jeff learned from him the value of education, discipline, and never giving up. Even as a young boy, Jeff was very curious. He loved to know how things worked. He would take things apart, like clocks and radios, just to see what was inside. He was not just playing, he was learning by doing. Jeff spent a lot of time at his grandfather's ranch in Texas. His grandfather used to say, "You can do anything if you work hard and learn fast." This simple idea stayed in Jeff's mind all his life. From a very young age, Jeff showed signs of being a builder, a thinker, and someone who would dream big. As Jeff grew older, his interest in science and technology became stronger. He loved books, computers, and space. In school, Jeff was not just a good student, he was excellent. He read a lot, asked many questions, and always wanted to understand how the world worked. When he was in high school, Jeff started showing leadership skills. He became the valedictorian, the top student of his class. People around him noticed that he was different. He didn't just want a job, he wanted to change the world. During his teenage years, Jeff built his first scientific lab in his garage. He created electrical alarms to keep his younger siblings out of his room. It was funny, but also very smart. Later, Jeff joined a special summer program at NASA for young students who loved space. From a young age, he dreamed of going to space one day. This dream stayed with him, even when he was busy building Amazon years later. After high school, Jeff went to Princeton University, one of the best universities in the United States. There, he studied computer science and electrical engineering. These two subjects were the foundation for his future. At Princeton, Jeff worked hard. He was always curious, always solving problems. He also read many books about business, science, and space. His mind was full of ideas. Jeff once said, "I knew that I might fail, but I also knew that if I didn't try, I would regret it forever." This quote shows how brave and focused he was, even at a young age. After finishing university, Jeff got a job at a company called Fiddle, where he helped build a network for international trade. He worked with computers and learned how the internet could connect people around the world. Jeff was smart, fast, and creative. But this was only the beginning. Later, he joined a company called Bankers Trust and worked in the financial world. He helped manage millions of dollars. But even then, he didn't feel satisfied. Jeff wanted more than just money. He wanted to build something big. In 1990, Jeff got a job at a company called D.E. Shaw, one of the top investment firms in New York. He quickly became one of the youngest vice presidents in the company. People loved working with him because he was logical, focused, and full of ideas. But something interesting was happening during that time. The internet was growing very fast. One day in 1994, Jeff read a report that said internet usage was growing by 2,300% every year. That number shocked him. He thought, this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Jeff started thinking about what kind of business he could build on the internet. He made a list of 20 ideas, but one idea stood out the most: selling books online. At that time, there were thousands of books, but bookstores could not keep all of them. Jeff thought, if I create an online bookstore, people can buy any book they want, from anywhere, anytime. This was a powerful idea, but it was also risky. Jeff had a great job, a high salary, and a good life in New York. Starting a business meant he could lose everything. He talked to his boss, who told him, it sounds like a good idea, but maybe not a great idea for someone who already has a great job. Jeff thought about it. Then he remembered something. I don't want to live with regret. So he made a brave decision. In 1994, Jeff Bezos decided to leave his high-paying job in New York. He told his wife, Mackenzie, about his plan. She supported him. Together, they packed their things, got into a car, and drove across the country to Seattle. Why Seattle? Because it had many tech people, good internet companies, and easy access to book distributors. Jeff wanted to build a business using the internet, and Seattle was the perfect place to begin. They didn't have an office or a team. Jeff set up his first workspace in a small garage. It was cold, simple, and had no big equipment. He bought second-hand desks, and the first one was made from a door and 4 legs. Even today, Amazon honors that memory by calling their employee desks door desks. At first, it was just Jeff, Mackenzie, and a few friends. They worked long hours, sometimes 12 or 14 hours a day. Jeff learned how to pack books, ship orders, and even answer customer emails. He was the boss, but he also did everything by himself. They called the company Cadadra at first, but someone misheard it as cadaver, a dead body. So Jeff quickly changed the name. He wanted a name that started with A, because search engines listed websites alphabetically. He chose Amazon, the name of the largest river in the world. He said, I want to build the largest bookstore in the world, just like the Amazon River. In July 1995, Amazon.com went live. The website was very simple. It only sold books at the beginning. But something amazing happened. Within 30 days, Amazon was selling books in all 50 US states and over 45 countries. The team was shocked. They didn't expect so many people to buy books online. Every time they got an order, they rang a small bell and celebrated. After some time, the bell was ringing non-stop. Jeff didn't stop there. He kept working hard, improving the website, talking to customers, and fixing problems. He focused on one thing: customer experience. He believed that if you treat your customers well, they will come back again and again. That idea became the heart of Amazon. But success didn't come without problems. Jeff had many technical issues, financial stress, and sleepless nights. Some people laughed at him. Some said, no one wants to buy books online. But Jeff didn't listen to them. He had a clear vision, and he kept moving forward. He once said, if you're not stubborn, you'll give up on experiments too soon. And if you're not flexible, you'll hit your head against the wall and not see a better solution. This was how Jeff thought: bold, brave, and always learning. After the first success of selling books online, Jeff Bezos knew he was on the right path. But he didn't stop. He had a bigger plan. He wanted Amazon to become the everything store, a place where you could buy anything you wanted, not just books. But first, he had to make sure the company could survive and grow. Jeff started looking for investors, people who would give money to help Amazon grow. At that time, many people didn't understand online shopping. They thought it was risky. But Jeff believed in his idea. He told investors, "I can't guarantee success, but I can guarantee you one thing. I will work harder than anyone else." That honesty and passion helped him raise about $1 million from family and friends, including $250,000 from his parents. They gave him their life savings. They didn't know much about the internet, but they believed in Jeff. With that money, Jeff expanded Amazon. He hired more people, improved the website, and built better systems for shipping and customer service. By 1997, Amazon became a public company. That means anyone could buy shares in Amazon on the stock market. On the day of the IPO, initial public offering, Jeff became a millionaire. But he wasn't excited about the money. He said, "It's still day one." This phrase became famous in Amazon culture. It means that no matter how big Amazon gets, it should always act like a startup. Fast, focused, and ready to improve. Soon, Amazon started selling music CDs, then movies, then electronics, toys, clothes, and more. The website became bigger and better. People loved the experience. They could shop from their homes, get good prices, and receive fast deliveries. Jeff focused deeply on customer service. He believed that trust was the most valuable thing. He said, "If you make customers unhappy in the physical world, they might tell 6 people. But if you make them unhappy on the internet, they can tell 6,000. Amazon introduced things that were new at the time, like customer reviews, one-click buying, fast shipping options. These simple features changed the way people shop. Jeff kept asking, "How can we make the customer experience even better?" Of course, Amazon also faced many challenges. Competitors tried to beat them. The dot-com crash of 2000 hurt many internet companies. Some investors got scared, but Jeff didn't panic. He focused on the long term. He believed, in business, what's dangerous is not to evolve. So Amazon kept changing. Jeff started building technology systems, warehouses, and smart logistics. These things made Amazon faster and more efficient. In a few years, Amazon was no longer just a bookstore. It had become a giant company, one of the most trusted names in online shopping. But Jeff was not finished yet. By the early 2000s, Amazon was growing fast. Millions of people were using the website. The company was selling books, electronics, clothes, toys, and almost everything. But managing this huge system was not easy. Jeff and his team needed strong technology to keep everything running smoothly. So, they created something powerful, Amazon Web Services, AWS. At first, AWS was just a way to help Amazon's own website work better. But soon Jeff realized something amazing. Other companies also needed cloud computing. Many businesses were struggling to build and manage their own servers and websites. In 2006, Amazon officially launched AWS to the public. It allowed people and companies to store data, host websites, and run applications, all through Amazon's cloud servers. At the time, people didn't understand it, but Jeff saw the future. Today, AWS is one of the most profitable parts of Amazon. It powers big companies, governments, apps and websites around the world. From Netflix to NASA, many use Amazon's cloud services. But Jeff's dreams didn't stop with the internet. He remembered his childhood love for space. When he was a boy, he wanted to be an astronaut. Now that he had money, power, and knowledge, he decided to follow that dream again. In 2000, Jeff started a new company quietly. He called it Blue Origin. Blue Origin was different from Amazon. Its goal was to make space travel possible for everyone. Jeff believed that in the future, millions of people will live and work in space. He once said, "I want my grandchildren's grandchildren to be able to explore space like we explore Earth today." Blue Origin started building rockets that could be reused, like airplanes. The idea was to make space travel cheaper and safer. Many people laughed. They said, "He's just a rich guy playing with rockets." But Jeff didn't care. He continued. He used a part of his Amazon earnings every year to fund Blue Origin. He called it his most important work. In 2021, Jeff Bezos finally went to space. He traveled in a Blue Origin rocket called New Shepard, along with a small team. The flight lasted about 11 minutes, but it was historic. Jeff had turned his childhood dream into reality. After the flight, he said, "Best day ever." Jeff believes that building for the future takes time, patience, and bold action. Whether it's AWS or Blue Origin, he always thinks 20 to 30 years ahead. He doesn't just follow the trends, he creates them. While Jeff Bezos was building Amazon and Blue Origin, his personal life was also changing. Jeff married Mackenzie Scott in 1993. They met while working at the same company in New York. She supported him from the very beginning. When Jeff started Amazon, Mackenzie helped with everything: writing the business plan, packing books, and handling the money. They were a strong team. Together, they had 4 children and lived a quiet family life for many years. But in 2019, Jeff and Mackenzie announced that they were getting a divorce after 25 years of marriage. This news surprised many people, but they separated in a respectful way. Mackenzie received 4% of Amazon's shares, which made her one of the richest women in the world. However, she gave away much of her wealth to charity and became known for her generosity. Meanwhile, Jeff continued leading Amazon, but something was changing inside him. He had built one of the biggest companies on Earth. He had created jobs for millions of people. He had changed the way the world shops. Now, he wanted to focus on new dreams. So, in 2021, Jeff made another big decision. He stepped down as CEO of Amazon. He wrote a public letter to employees and said, "Being the CEO of Amazon is a deep responsibility and it's consuming. I've never had more energy, and this isn't about retiring. I'm excited about the future." Jeff didn't leave Amazon completely. He became the executive chairman, which means he still helps with big ideas and long-term plans. But he gave the daily leadership to Andy Jassy, the new CEO. Now, Jeff spends more time on Blue Origin, space travel, The Washington Post, a newspaper he bought in 2013, Bezos Earth Fund, a project to help fight climate change, and exploring new inventions and technologies. Even though he is no longer the CEO, Jeff is still one of the most powerful and influential people in the world of business and innovation. He believes the future will belong to those who dream big, move fast, and serve others. Jeff Bezos' story is more than just business. It's about dreams, courage, hard work, and never giving up. He started with nothing. No big office, no fancy tools, just an idea and a vision. From a small garage in Seattle, he built one of the biggest companies in the world. What can we learn from him? Jeff didn't build Amazon to get rich quickly. He thought 10, 20, even 50 years ahead. He believed in planting seeds that would grow with time. Leaving his job to start Amazon was a big risk. But he said, "I knew I might fail. But I also knew that if I didn't try, I would regret it." He always put customers first. That's why Amazon grew so fast. Because people felt safe, trusted, and respected. Not everything Jeff did was a success. Some projects failed. Some ideas didn't work. But he never gave up. He learned, improved, and tried again. From taking apart radios as a child to flying rockets into space, Jeff followed his curiosity. He kept asking questions and searching for answers. And maybe the most powerful lesson is this: you don't have to be born rich. You don't need to have all the answers. But if you have a strong dream, a clear goal, and the courage to try, you can build something amazing. You are not just learning English. You are learning how to grow, how to think big, and how to shape your future, just like Jeff did. So keep learning, keep reading, keep believing in yourself. And one day, maybe someone will tell your story too. If you enjoyed this story, please like this video, leave a comment, tell us what you learned from Jeff Bezos. Subscribe to our channel for more simple and powerful English stories. We believe in you. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.